Dang, y'all still here? Well, y'all waiting for me to get this done? All right, guess we better get started then. Let me get the first thing that we need. We need some acetone because we're gonna have to clean it up. Kind of get it cleaned up a little bit, and then we're gonna go ahead and start getting this plastic, you know, kind of melted in, hopefully. But were one of y'all staying up a little too late last night with the acetone? Maybe a little bit, because it's empty. I need some acetone. Do you got it? What about you? You? Oh, dang. They got the onyx remover. I listed this in the affiliate links on the other video, so we don't need this one. You can have it back. All right, now I have this, but I kind of want a little wet rag after I get done with it. Anybody got a wet rag? Anybody? Anybody? Oh, dang. This one can stay. Y'all are slacking. This one's gonna stay. Help me out. We're gonna go ahead and get this thing started. But before we do, if you like these videos, these DIYs, make sure you like, subscribe, and if you can, buy some of these products off the affiliate links that are in the description below, because it does help the channel so I can continue to do these DIYs that help you save money and time, because you don't want to have to figure all this stuff out on your own. So let's go ahead and get started right now. Remember, all DIYs are at your own risk. And if you continue to watch this video, just know that this is the most exhaustive, in-depth keel guard video that you're gonna see on the internet, at least that I've found today. And this is gonna cover the Bonafide XTR130. However, everything that you're gonna learn in this video can be applied to any other kayak. We're gonna get this thing started. Let's wipe it down first, get it nice and clean. We're not worried about acetone just yet. We'll deal with that in a minute. I just wanna kind of get some of this nasty dirt out of here. We're gonna look at it and see if there's any other grit that we gotta get out of here and see what we can find on the grit. And yeah, there's a little bit up in here that still could be used. Let me go ahead and get my dental pick tool right here, and we're just gonna kind of see what we can get out of here without messing it up too much. I don't want anything I don't want to embed it, but I also don't want to scratch it up any more than I have to. But I don't really want to leave these rocks down in here, or this grit, because that's going to come off over time. Even though it will be glued down or, you know, marine goop down, it's still nice to make sure that something doesn't work its way further into the yak. And so we know that we have a little bit of space that we can deal with, and we're actually gonna heat up the bottom of this yak and kind of smooth it out here in a second. All right, there we go. That's pretty good. I think, yeah, that's pretty good right there. We'll just dig all that out, get it kind of nice, and then we'll use our wet rag again. That's what we want the wet rag for, just to make sure that we can see what we're dealing with after we dig it out. All right. Ooh, that was a deep one right here too. I didn't notice this one the other day, but if you see it, this one's pretty deep as well. Dig it out. But this one right here, I don't know if you can really appreciate how deep this was and how jacked up. If you look, I mean, that is pretty freaking deep. All right, that's good enough for now. Let's look up here. Yeah, we'll deal with that. We're gonna go ahead and get the heat gun on this. And the heat gun's gonna allow us to kind of melt some of this back down into place. We're gonna use a little plastic shaper. I found this in one of my drawers. I would say use a painter's spackle, you know, kind of tool, or any kind of plastic. The key is you don't want to heat this up. You want to heat this up and then use this to kind of spread it out. So we'll come here on this right here and we'll try it out. So because this stuff is really thin, this plastic from the gouge that it got, it will start to melt pretty easy. You can even see right there, it's starting to get pliable and melt, and we're gonna just go ahead and get it back into place the best we can. So we still have some plastic filling in the holes. And You can even see how it's smoothing, or how it's heating up the other plastic around it. It's getting that smooth shine. If it gets too hot for you, just take the gun away for a few minutes and then just kind of work it in. Do your best not to damage the kayak any further, because that's just bad. So we're just doing a little bit of surgery on this, trying to get it looking pretty. Move your heat gun around a lot. Keep your hands away from it if you can, because it does get hot really quick. Look for when it starts getting wet, or if things start curling, then you want to start doing the little tool to kind of press it down. Oh, you can see right here, it's really starting to get a little bit wet, and we're going to just get it in there, smooth it up. You can see I'm filling in some of these gaps. And I'm not an expert at any of this. I've never done any kind of plastic welding, but there's other things that you could do. I think plastic welding is kind of like soldering a little bit, but you do it with plastic, and it will, you can fill in some of the gaps and stuff like that with plastic welding. There you go, look at that right there. Boom. Getting a little too hot, we don't want to get any hotter there. And if you notice, this did fill in a lot. We're just gonna tap it down, and we'll do it over here now, just to kind of get it all around. I'm gonna speed some of this up so you can just see what I'm doing without taking all day. The other reason why you don't want to put too much heat on it at once is you don't want to actually, you just want the surface to be affected, not the entire. You don't want to like make a soft spot in the bottom of your hole by going too much on the heat in one spot. That's why I keep moving it around, and if it starts looking like it's a little too sloppy on me, then I just move around. And this, I think, is actually kind of working like a soldering iron. All right, let's see this right here. Oh, here's a good one right here. And all these scratches serve as a kind of a guide to where we really need to put our keel guard. But pro tip, put a keel guard on before you go out, and you don't have to do any of this part right here. I would and more importantly, or as importantly, you know, you won't have to strip down everything. You do all the rigging, and then you decide, oh, now I got to put a keel guard on it. And guess what? In order to flip it, you got to put you got to take off all the rigging and all the gear, and then do it again. It kind of sucks. You don't want to do that. Now that we have this kind of as good as it's going to get for now, we're going to let it cool off for a second. And while it's cooling, it is going to harden back up. I mean, it is hot. That thing got pretty darn warm, but it is not pliable. We don't have any soft spots. Just do not do it in the same spot for too long. Same thing with the keel guard. Once we put the Kydex on, you want to move around. If it gets started to look wet, shiny, stuff like that, you want to move on, go to another spot and come back, because that wet look is it getting really hot, and you just don't want to mess up your kayak. So we're gonna take a break while this cools off. What we're gonna do now is just kind of take the sanding, the 100 grit sandpaper sponge that I have. We're just gonna start smoothing things out. We're going to rough up the surface, which is going to allow the goop to stick to it. It's going to allow us to really ensure that there are no kind of big bumps that are going to cause issues when we're adhering things. But really the main point is allowing the surface of this kayak and then the Kydex to meet together. Debating on how I want this keel to go on here, because it doesn't hit here at all. It starts right here, and then you have this big bump, and then, you know, might go back that far. I think there's some of these things here are from just the PVC. After you sand it down, you want to clean all this dust from, from sanding. You can get yourself a wet rag. I do that. One of the things I do first is the wet rag. And then once I do the wet rag, that's when I break out the acetone. And fun fact, for the letters on your side, if you have a motor, you want to go ahead and use acetone and rub it down wherever you're putting your letters. They'll stay on there longer. Oh, you're leaving already? Did you subscribe it first? All right. Well, come back and see us again. I'm sure you're gonna have another. We'll have another DIY that you might want. Somebody left. They guess I got too boring for them. Gotta be careful with acetone in your hands. That's why I got like extra paper towel. I don't like to get that stuff on my hands. Kind of makes you feel like it dries your hands out really bad. Because I mean, this is fingernail polish remover. If y'all didn't know that, it's nothing fancy. 100% acetone, 100% fingernail polish remover. It even says professional nail polish remover on it. And this right here is just going to make sure that we have everything clean and get the stuff off that we don't want to impact the adherence of the marine goop. And I'll just kind of do it like twice. 2 times, 3 times, 4 times is magic. You can see it's just kind of like coming up, popping off, evaporating off. That is perfect. And if you notice now, look, it looks a little bit different. Obviously, it's not the perfect weld, but this thing was this was like a 1/4 inch gap or a 1/4 inch gash in the thing. This, there's lots of little gashes, so we filled them in as best we could. Forgot to mention, I couldn't find the exact brand of sanding sponge. So if you want the exact brand, it is the Diablo Ultraflex Sanding Sponge 100 Grit. Comes in 2 things, but I did find some other ones that are just like it and linked those. I think they were 3M, so high quality stuff. Next up, we got to figure out how we're shaping this. I like that sound. So we can cut it up. It's a kind of a weird shape on this one, and I want to figure out the best placement of it. So I'm going to look down here, kind of see how the hump is. So it actually, it really humps up right here and then kind of comes down. I feel like, the best thing is to maybe just kind of catch the tip of this and then let the rest of it go. Maybe have it down like that. I don't know. Really feels like it just needs to be like right here. And so I would cut it here. Yeah, cut it here. Let me go ahead and get something to mark this up with. Got a pen, and I'm grabbing a piece of cardboard. And the reason I'm going to do this, and I probably should have mentioned this earlier, that you need a cardboard that is about the same length as this, just to kind of figure out your shape. It's not necessary. You could do it with this by kind of shaping it, forming it, but I'm going to try this first. I think that's going to work. What we'll do is we'll cut this out and just to kind of see how it lays down on this. Any of these DIYs, you do at your own risk. So just remember that. I cannot be held liable for anything that you do in your own garage without supervision. So if you cut yourself, it's on you. I didn't tell you to do anything. Heck, I'm just showing you what I'm doing. Imitate me. Well, that's a sincerest form of flattery, I guess. But if I don't cut myself, then you do, then I guess technically you didn't imitate me very good. Of course, if I cut myself, then I better not even show it, because then you imitated me too good. There we go. We got something that's kind of gives us our shape to see what it's going to look like if we put it up here. I think we're going to want it to flare out a little bit more on this part right here once we get past here. So we should probably flare it out like that. All right. Then the front, though, I kind of feel like that's a good thing. So what we're going to do to kind of bridge the gap on how we want this to be is we will put this here, center it up a little bit on where we want things to be. That's what we're going to do. We're going to flare it out here at this angle. Then we're going to flare it out at that angle. We're going to see how that works. I don't know where my white paint marker is. It's going to give us a little stencil to follow with where I want to cut things and how I want it to run. and see what we can do. Come across, and then we just bring it right down there. Kind of round it. We'll round it right around there as well. Then we can do the same thing on the other side. Doesn't have to be perfect. The first cut. Somebody's out here stopping by. Oh no, that's the neighbors. They're not stopping by. I thought that guy that left earlier was coming back, but he's gone. So hopefully he's subscribed and watched. But if not, it's okay. Just kind of look at the shape of it and say, oh yeah, that's actually not bad. See, we have kind of coming down here, kind of coming down here, pretty close to symmetrical. Maybe we gotta just clean this up a little bit. And then we'll round this off here, and then we'll round these off. I always round the edges off everywhere, even up here, I'll round this off. And the reason why is sharp corners versus rounded edges. Sharp corners, the water can get up under and start working its way through, and it's basically a weak point in a keel guard, so we don't want to do that. What you do is you just start snipping. You know, snip on the, you know, the inside of the tape, or right at the edge of the tape if you can. And don't worry about getting it perfect, because when we're done, we can clean it up with a Dremel or sandpaper. Even that sanding sponge that we have, we can use that to clean things up. We just want to kind of get it going. So I do got like a little bit of arthritis or something in my hands, and so they don't always cooperate and do exactly what I want them to do. So when you see me sometimes fumble these tools, it's because my hands got a little bit of the arthritis. All right, you can see that I cut it. It's pretty symmetrical. I'm pretty impressed with how that turned out. And I left a little bit of the tape because I cut inside the tape instead of outside the tape. That way I make sure that I don't overcut things and make it smaller than I want, because if so, we're gonna have to take a break until they deliver me another piece of Kydex, because this is the only one I got. Speaking of deliveries and speaking of parts, if you stick around to the end, I got my next DIY parts list and parts to show you for the next one. I think that's gonna be nice right there. All right, so let's go ahead. We're gonna round off the front a little bit. And I'm just gonna do that by cutting these sharp corner edges off and just rounding it off. Doesn't have to be super perfect. Most of the Kydexes, you don't ever see once they're in the water. The only time you see them is if you flip over your kayak, or kind of, you know, get down there to look at something. So it doesn't have to be the prettiest solution ever. It just has to be a solution that works. Oh, and we got to clean up these little sides here, make sure that they're rounded. They're not too bad. But I'll go ahead and just make sure. There we go. And there we go there. It's close, not quite perfect, but it's pretty darn close. And then these you always get these, well, you don't always get them, but depending on which way you're cutting with the snips, you're gonna get these kind of jagged edges. You can just kind of clean them up again with this, kind of get the snip, and then sand it up with a Dremel or the sandpaper sponge. I think that what we're gonna do now is not forget the back part, right? So let's get that kind of rounded off. Sharp corners, poke eyeballs out. Something like that. You don't want to poke out no fish eyeballs. Look at that. That's almost perfect. The next step is keep your work area clean. Safety is paramount. Get stuff out of the way so you don't trip or fall. Once you have that, we're going to grab our gloves and we're going to start heating this thing up, and we're going to start shaping it and seeing how it fits and how it looks and in the spots that we have done, and see if there's any other cuts. Because on the keel, like the slope part, sometimes you have to kind of make like a little wiggle waggle. You have to do like a little wiggle cut into here so it'll fold down nicely without having that crease. I'm not sure that it's gonna really be required on this one, so I'm not gonna cut it like that first. But you'll see some people make the little keel guards are about yay big, and it'll kind of go like a figure, you know, like a 8, like a skinny long 8, infinity sign or whatever almost. And that's because those keels are really defined, like the Like the one that was on my Titan X video that I did. Go watch that if you want. It was kind of ugly. Got my gloves. I hope these are the heat gloves that I think they are. They're not even mine. They were my son's. They were for his mad scientist days. We're gonna find out. We're gonna go ahead and start applying the heat to this, and you'll see that it starts to soften up and kind of flop over. Some people will put it in the oven first, and that is okay. That will help to kind of get it ready to go, make it happen a little bit faster. But I don't have a pan big enough or wide enough for this piece of Kydex to be able to do that. And I went with, let's just do the heat gun method. And you can see it's starting to fold down, and you can kind of work in sections. So don't feel like you have to do the whole keel all at once. We want to say we want to start right here and want to kind of get this going. We'll start here and we'll just heat this area until it starts flopping down. Just heat it up really good. And you can see, oh, now it's starting to flop down and it's starting to be able to be shaped. And we're gonna go ahead and get this right here, the front of it, get nice and hot, but not shiny. See, there's no shininess yet because I keep moving. I keep moving it all around, and we just want to get it nice and floppy so we can form it really good. And once I get it a little bit warmer, I'm going to just put the heat gun down for a few minutes, and I'm going to form the hell out of this thing. So let's try it. And there we go. You can start seeing that it's forming. And I may have to do some funky cuts on it, but I might not. So I'm gonna hold this till it cools a little bit, just to kind of get a sense of what it's gonna look like at the front before I start going towards the back. Do these things in sections and it'll work just fine. Don't feel like you have to do it all at once because it's not gonna work out. Do it in sections. And even then, when you're doing it in sections, get the general gist, get the general shape of it in place to where you want it to be. And then once you shape some other parts and it can kind of like start to sit into places that you want it to be without having to hold it there or tape it there, then you can start to do the fine tuning aspect of it. Right now my glasses are flopping down and this takes a minute, so we'll just kind of fast forward. This is where a fan or something might come in handy too, to just kind of cool it down a little bit faster if you have one blown on you. You don't want to have it blown on you when you're trying to shape it, but once it's in the shape that you want it to cool faster, go ahead and grab yourself a fan or something like that, and it'll work. It'll help out. All right, we're gonna go with that for now. And you can see that it started shaping. You can see that there's some little ripples here that I'm gonna have to figure out. Is it because I didn't get the heat on it long enough and hold it in place because my hands, just the way the fingers are going, or is it because the curve is going to cause a little bit of extra cuts being necessary? But what we're gonna do before I do all that is, now that this is kind of in its place, I'm gonna take some tape and I'm gonna put it in place to where I want it to be. And the reason I'm taping it now is I don't want it sliding around when I do the back like it was when I was doing the front. When I was doing the front, it was okay because I could just push it back in place. I could see what's happening. But when I'm coming back here doing these, I don't want to worry about whether the front is going to move all around. I just want it in the place that I want it to be. So be generous with the tape if you have enough of it. If you don't, well, go get some more tape. I did list the exact tape that I'm using. It is from U-Haul, and you can buy it on Amazon as a 3-pack is what I saw. I didn't realize that, I think this brand was also able to be sold individually. I bought it as a 3-pack when we were moving. I still had some left over. This is Intertape Polymer Group. I will put a link if I can find a single roll of tape down below in the description so you don't have to buy a 3-pack if all you need is one. But it really does work well. As you can see, this thing is not going anywhere. Much better than my first Keel guard video where I ran out of tape and I was using Band-Aids and stuff. I don't know. Living in Florida gets a little hot. Got the garage door open, so you might hear the occasional car drive by, but I can't help it. Right on cue. It is flopping around a little bit. I'm gonna go ahead and tape the back end so that way it doesn't shift over as well. I might have to order some more tape. Or I'll do what I did last time, just use whatever tape I had. All right. Right now I just want to kind of keep it from shifting too far, shifting over. And another secret or tip or trick that you can do is when you're heating it up, if you can't, you can't hold everything, you can get like a sponge or some kind of a padding and then, lay on it and it'll form it. That's kind of how some of these things do these forms. So you have you get it the shape and then you put it in foam, and compress that foam, and the foam will take the shape and push around it more evenly. So we're gonna try that only because I do have some foam right up over here. And we'll just see if this allows me to kind of do a better hold all the way across once I get it nice and hot. But first, back to the heat gun. So again, we're gonna do some areas and start pressing it down, and we're gonna use the foam to kind of take and get a bigger section of it pushed down the best we can. This is a rinse repeat type situation. It's a multi-stage process until the thing is hardened and shaped exactly how you want. So once you get like you get like a wide swath done, then you start focusing in on like more fine-tuned details. Right now, I'm focused on this one spot that kind of had like a little bump. I want to get that bump out of there, and then I'll go to the next spot, and then the next spot, and centimeters, inch, all around this thing until it's good to go. I'm not going to bore you with all that. So when I get this done, I will be back, and till then, you guys just watch me do it on fast forward. Bloop, bloop, something like that. Yeah, maybe we won't do that. Sounds like a bad idea. Looks like everybody went home. Well, hopefully somebody's still at home watching because we're about to get to the good stuff. I took the last day and I kind of shaped it all up. And one of the things that I did was pretty cool, I think, and I'll just tell you about it, is as I went along this side, I hit it, taped it immediately. It was still kind of hot. Hit it, taped it immediately, hit it, taped it immediately. And I think I'm gonna have to hit it again a little bit, but this side, what I did is I did it and I really held it for a while, let it cool off. Then I put the tape on, let it cool off, put the tape on. And this side took a lot longer than this side. Now, I think this one's not gonna need as much redo as this side is gonna need. Because there's a little bit right here, you can kind of tell it kind of a little wavy. But I don't think it's gonna be, the amount of time that I saved on this, I think that is kind of gonna equal out even with a couple touch-ups. I think it's gonna be fine. What we're gonna do now is we're gonna take the tape off. We're gonna see what this thing looks like. Probably took me about an hour and a half total to shape it up. I took a lot longer on this. I got a little more impatient on this. I came out for a half an hour last night. I did this whole side in a half an hour. This probably took me an hour. It's not perfectly symmetrical. The way I first started was over here, and this side kind of popped off and slid over to the side like this a little bit. Yeah, I think it's gonna be fine. It's when I get up here, I'll do it because I'm gonna have to pop this a little bit. This side is gonna be really good, but I'm gonna have to once I get the glue. What I'm gonna do, and I'm not gonna heat it up again today. I'm gonna go ahead and glue it in the place that I want. And the reason why I'm gonna do, we're gonna not heat this up again today. We're gonna go ahead and glue it up. And the reason being is when I did the native tight necks, I had to glue all, and I glued it all up. And then the next day, I still had to fix some of the spots just because of the way it cooled off and it kind of got a little wavy on the edges. And when I had the glue on it and I reheated it, the glue kind of heated up, and so did the Kydex, and I could push it in place and hold it. And as that glue started to cool off, it also held this in place a lot better. And I said to myself at the time, if I do this again, I'm not gonna spend days and hours getting the shape just right. I'm gonna get it 90%, and then I'll glue it. And after I glue it, then I'll get it the other 10%. So there's a little bit of tape here. Got when I was doing it, got a little thing. Now, one of the things I am gonna do is touch up the edges like we talked about. I use this to sand the edges all the way around it. You wanna make sure that it's spinning away from you and not towards you. I switched hands and got it out of whack and got all over me. And I just went along the edges all the way around, getting any burrs, nicks, anything like that. And I made like a slope as I sanded, so that way there's no sharp edges, because you know these things are made with a 90-degree angle and it's a very sharp edge. Now this is smooth all the way around it. And when I got done, I used the 100 Grit Fine to just make sure that everything was really super smooth. I can run my hand all the way around this now. It's not gonna cut me. There's nothing there. It's all sanded down as dull. And you wanna be able to do that. Don't do it unless you know it is, because if you get some of these burrs, you might get a little splinter, plastic splinter, and that wouldn't be good. But I went all the way around and it is smooth as a baby's butt. Now, what I gotta do, when you get done, you wanna have your wet rag and just wipe everything down. Make sure that everything is nice and clear of dust. And you want to do it here too. Then we're going to get our acetone ready, and we're going to get some gloves on for it. But we're also going to take our, I cleaned this out a little too early. You want to use your 100 Grit sandpaper on the smooth side. I mean, you can do it on both sides if you want. But since we're going to be sanding, I mean not sanding, gluing this and sealing this side to the Kayak, we want this roughed up so the glue or the marine goop and all that can really adhere the best possible. And so just rough this up enough. You'll see the shine starts to go away. Really make sure you get into the crease or the curved part. But you don't want to push too hard and bend it all back out of shape. But if you do, that's fine. Just use the heat gun again. And there you go. It's sanded up. It's no longer nice and shiny. And then I'm going to do that again on this part right here. Just make sure that everything's good to go. We're gonna get the acetone. We'll put these gloves on and we're gonna wipe this down. So if you don't have these gloves, that's okay. You can use your, just get a plastic bag and put it over your hand. You just wanna keep the acetone off of your hands. It's not like it's gonna hurt you. It just dries your skin out really bad. I mean, it might hurt you. You might have a reaction to it. So I don't wanna say it won't hurt you. It is very flammable too, so make sure you keep it away from your heat gun and any open flames. DIYs are done at your own risk. I don't take responsibility. I'm not telling you to do this. Don't even do this. Go buy, have somebody else do it for you. But if you do it, then make sure you take some precautions. And I'm just gonna get a little bit of this on here, kind of get it a little bit wet, not super. And just wipe this around, clean up all the, don't get a whiff of that. That stuff stinks. And it don't taste good either. As I'm wiping it, you can see that it's just drying, it's going away, it's evaporating immediately. We don't want it to be sopping wet that it doesn't do that. We're just trying to get it to where we clean things up, we get the little plastic coating gone, and again on here, you can see it's just washing the stuff away, and this one takes a little longer to evaporate, but it will be good to go here in just a second. And it's shiny again. That's how this stuff works. I don't know why, but it'll dull up in a second. Throw this to the side, and I'm gonna get my marine goop. So the marine goop, you really do want to wear some sort of gloves, plastic. You can use your heat gloves if you can, have the dexterity. The reason why you want to use this is because you don't want to get all over your hands. It'll just get really sticky and tacky, and it's just a pain in the butt. And this stuff, let's see if we can get a good angle. This stuff right here, oh, I used this one before. I have to make sure that, there we go. See, it's kind of goopy and sticky. You want to take it around and bring it all and get a nice amount of it right in any kind of angle piece. Oh, look, it's coming out the other side. That's all right. It roasted out the other side. It's okay if it does that. If you have this big of a piece of a Kydex, you just want to make sure that you have enough to get everywhere. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to take this and spread it all over, just almost to the edge. And unfortunately, I'm probably gonna have to buy another tube since this one busted open. What I usually do is after I put this on, and I'll show you how I do it, but I don't know if I'm gonna have enough left in this thing, or have enough to show you, or to actually do it. But I kind of do like a bead of, almost like you're doing a bead of caulk all the way around the edges once it's done. And the reason why I say get close to the edge is because this stuff is kind of, it looks like it's going to be all sticky and goopy, but it gets kind of watery first for a little bit. And let's get some all the way up here. Yeah, see, I got it. And now I'm just going to kind of start spreading it out. Maybe it's not as hot as the last time I used it, because it's definitely not as watery as it was the last time I used it either. Or maybe because I used this the other day for something else, and that's why it's acting funky. But that's all right. Now I want to put this on something that isn't going to get all nasty. And whew. So I'm just going to spread this out a little bit with these gloves, because I don't have a lot of time. It seems like it's starting to get a little dried up, which is not normal for this stuff. It's usually like water almost. I mean, not quite water, but it's very runny. And maybe once I put it on and mix it up, it'll or not mix it up, but put it on and press it down. Maybe that's when it's going to start to get a little funky, because there we go, and get a little watery. Now this side over here needs a little bit more. There we go. And if this doesn't adhere 100% how I want, I know as soon as I pop some more heat on it, it will. So I'm not stressing it that it's starting to dry a little bit, because we're going to put it in place. And this stuff takes 24 hours to cure. It's not going to dry and harden immediately like some kind of glues do, which is a good thing for me, because this is not how this glue behaved the last time I used it, which was when I was doing the power panels. It was very watery, and I think it's starting to do it now. You can see how it's getting really glossy. That's when it's kind of getting a little more watery and stuff like that. But all right, we got that. Now what I do is kind of get it into place around about that I know that I'm going to be at least for sure. And then I can slide it back down into place where needed. And unfortunately, when you get this glue on the outside and on the black part of this, you can see it gets kind of this white look, nasty white, sticky feeling. And then I just take this, any overlap, I just wipe it off. If it starts seeping out, I wipe it off a little bit, and then tomorrow we'll clean this part up. But it's sticking in place. I'll come out in the morning. I'll top it off with the heat gun, anywhere that needs it. I'll clean up any of this glue that's on the top side. But again, I'm not super concerned with the looks of it, just because it's on the bottom of my kayak. Nobody sees it. Once it's in the water, you don't see this thing at all. And when it's on the trailer, you don't see it. But obviously, you know, we try to make things look as nice as possible. And as it starts to dry, you can just kind of rub some of it off, and then we can hit it with acetone, anything that's left over. This one is a lot cleaner looking than the first keel guard that I did. And so I'm happy with it. It is ready for the tape. And I'm just going to put this, I'm gonna get a nice long strip, start here, and just push it down from one side to the other. Right there, that's a nice spot. I don't have to put it every single inch like I did before, because we've done that, right? So we're just trying to, we've shaped it. Now we're just trying to glue it and hold it in place and let the curves go. Now, if you do tape it all over the place, even better. And maybe I'll do that just to see, let's just see how that works. This thing's looking pretty, I ain't gonna lie. Just got back from the store, had to get some more of this. Ain't nobody here anymore, it's just me and Levi. Levi, where you at, buddy? We're gonna go ahead and take this off, all this tape, and we're gonna see how it stuck. I need my assistant. Come here, Levi, come on. You gotta give me a hand. Come on, come give me a hand. He ain't trying to help. I think he's taking a nap underneath the kayak. Oh, there he is. You wanna say hi? Let's say hi. What's up, everybody? He's like, I have to supervise what's going on out here. See, we're gonna take this off, all right? You go hang out, I'll get with you in a minute. Levi's my best bud. He always hangs out with me, no matter what. Take this off. I feel like I'm doing one of those botched, face reveals. They go back, get their face all fixed up after some previous doctor jacked them up. And in this case, the boat ramp's the doctor. And I'm gonna fix it up and give her a new nose. Let's see how it goes. Botched Kayak edition. Turn this off so we don't get some crazy notifications. All right, I'm gonna put this right here. Okay, all the way over there, out of the way. Don't want any distractions while we're doing this, right? Man, I got tape everywhere. All right, here we go. Come on. Ooh, she's looking pretty. Pretty, pretty. So what I'm gonna do is, after I get this all off, we're gonna heat this up a little bit, flatten this out. We're gonna put a little bit of bead, kind of just around the edges, so that way water can't get underneath, and kind of work this off as we're going. I'll tell you, it looks really good. I'm impressed. I feel like I did a good job on this one. Much better than my first go around. But that one was pretty good too. And here we go. Let me find my heat glove. Wrong side. There we go. Yeah, over here, it could use a little bit more. So we just heat it up. And again, you don't want to get it too hot, especially now. You got your glue on there. Just don't want stuff seeping all out everywhere. And it's coming down, and it is looking good. And we heat it up, and then we heat it up, we let it cool off after we hold it for a while. There's no rush. There's no reason to rush this. Take your time, especially if it's winter time. And you are cold where you're at and you're not gonna get on the water anytime soon anyways, just take your time. But I do, again, the pro tip on this is do this before you rig it up. You don't wanna rig it up and then have to take everything off and then, you know, re-add things anyways. As soon as you get it, just go ahead and do the keel guard. And that way you don't mess up your keel anyways like I did. That is my best advice I can give whenever it comes to these keel guards. I do this over a few days just because it's annoying. You can get it done in one day, but it's hot out here in Florida. So I just take my time. I'm going fishing tomorrow, so I just need it done by tomorrow. Once your heat gun gets heated up, it doesn't take long to heat up, so the longer the heat gun's been running, the less time you have to use to warm up the Kydex. Yeah, and this is it. After this, it's time for it to glue. We're gonna let it cool off for a second, of course, like we always do, just to make sure the shape doesn't get too far out of whack before we start trying to glue. And I think what I'm gonna do, I didn't do this on my last one, but it's a little rougher here, but I'm just gonna take this, sand it down a little bit, just to get it looking kind of good. Not necessary, but I'm like, maybe a little less drag if it's a little bit smoother. You know, this is all nice and smooth, and I'm not gonna be able to get this super smooth with this. And we don't wanna sand it too much because, you know, the whole purpose of this is to protect the keel from getting all scratched up, but I'm gonna have to go get some water for that because all my entire class left. I guess I bored them too much. Let me go get my rag. I don't know where we got this. It might have been Amazon or whatever, but it's kind of cool. You can spray it and some mist. And if you spray it enough, it'll go for a little while. The only thing I can say complaint-wise on this is I kind of have it a little bit more to the one side than the other. I could cut it here and it would be just as fine. So I just have a little extra right here. Maybe if I take it off again in the future, I'll clean that up and just deal with it a little bit, but I'm not stressing on it that much. Need some more gloves for this. Definitely need gloves for this. All right, now we're almost done. I'm gonna take this Goop. I'm gonna use this little screwdriver. I wanna make like a pinhole. I don't have the little caulk tip, and I just want a little bit to come out. And what I'm just gonna do is, I'm gonna take this right where it's at the edge, and then just bring it to one side first. I don't want to get too much. I don't want it to kind of get everywhere because I want it to be nice and pretty, the best I can. Because we're gonna rub this silicone in, kind of like put it up into the crack a little bit there, and make sure that it fills in so the water isn't able to get up under there. And I don't know that I did a good job on it or not, but if there's an area that has a little bit more of a gap, put a little bit more of the silicone. All right, let's try that right there. Okay, come on now. There we go. Kind of like when you run your finger along a bead of caulk. Now there's other ways, you know, I could have got the tip and, you know, really put it all the way up under there, or I could have waited to glue it until I got a new thing of Goop and just kind of cleaned up whatever I did yesterday. But I need this thing done because I'm going fishing. The saying goes, don't let perfect be the enemy of good enough. And I'm shooting for good enough, not perfect, because perfect doesn't exist. When you're gluing stuff, I really don't think, without machines and, you know, you're doing everything by hand, it's never gonna be 100% perfect without a lot of damn aggravation at least. And I ain't got time for a lot of damn aggravation. Some people get more aggravation if it's not perfect enough. So spend a little more time, get it just perfect for you. That one looks really nice right there. I got that thing looking pretty. Maybe I should have did it like that way the whole time around. Just kind of had it right there and just boom. All right. I'm still gonna, even though it looks really nice right there, I'm gonna run my finger along it to make sure that it really gets up into that crevice, and everything's good to go. Then I'll run my finger right along the edge of the top. You can see there's even it pushing down a little bit. I'm gonna be able to push it down and hold it there for a second. And that's going to glue it down even better than it was. Because right around here somewhere I saw there's some air popping out. And if there's air popping out, oh yeah, look right there. That means if you have air popping out, you can push it down. It means you can glue it better. It'll hold it better. Right here on all of this, if I hold it down for a few minutes, that stuff will start to set, and it's gonna really, oh, look at that. Oh, there we go. Hold on, Hercules. Push it down, there we go. Class is almost over, guys. We got this done. It's looking pretty good. We'll clean up some of this, you know, just extra little glue that's sticking on, you know, that I dripped on it. But I think, yeah, I got to put a little bit there and there. Not much. It's looking good. Let me just clean it up a little bit. And I'm gonna bring you guys over here in a second, give you a up close look. But I am gonna, see, I have a little bit over here that still has a gap. Right there. No, that's filled in actually. But we'll put just a little bit more, just, and the reason being is because I can kind of see the hole isn't 100% filled. I'm just gonna, because I don't want to get my hands all dirty, I'm not gonna put a lot into there. And where's that? Okay, here it is. Here's another little air pocket that burst. So we'll fill that in, and we just fill it in by giving it a little bit more glue, and then we'll use the nozzle here to kind of spread it out, push it up in there. All right, and that's good, I think. Can't see right there. I think that's good. This side's really good. Yeah, that's actually pretty much perfect. I'm happy with it. Hopefully your guys, y'all's, whoever, whatever. Oh wait, here's a little hole. Just filling in any of the air pockets that, you know, got holes in them. You know, the pocket burst, so there's a little bit of a gap, and then it probably wouldn't, it's probably not necessary, but we want to make sure that water's not going to get in there and over time just kind of erode away the marine goop. And I think that'll do her right there. That'll do her. And yeah, let me show you guys up close. So this is it. I'm going to pop this off of the camera off of the tripod and get you a up close look at this. And then we're flipping this baby back over so I can go out fishing tomorrow. Now that we have all the marine goop in place and we filled in all the gaps, I just want you to see what it kind of looks like. And we'll clean this up. We'll take all this extra, you know, little glue that's rubbing off, and we'll wipe it all down, and it'll be nice and clean. And you can see how I did this right here, and try to keep it so it's not too far away, and it will allow this to stay sealed. And you can, and you'll be able to detect if any of the glue is actually coming up over time. Which, if it is, you know, you want to re-add to it, kind of fix it up a little bit, and that's it, guys. I mean, this is a keel guard. That's it. You can see right here that it's a weird. This is kind of a little weird angle here. I'm trying to get it so it's not too funky, and you can see the beauty of it. And I'll get some shots of it when it's flipped back over, and you can see what it looks like. The only thing is I probably, you know, could have shifted it more this way, or like I said, shaped it up. So I told you earlier on it wasn't 100% symmetrical. If I cut this right here, it would be pretty much 100% symmetrical. I hope that this DIY served you well. It allows you to make a keel guard for your kayak regardless of the brand. And I'm pretty much done. If you have any questions, put them down below. I answer pretty much every question that comes in, and I do it as quickly as possible. I try to do it within, you know, 24 hours, and sometimes it's within 24 minutes. If you have any, go ahead and post them. Please share, like, subscribe to this video. I'm trying to make 1,000 subscribers by May 2nd because that's my 1-year anniversary. I started, you know, a little slow on actually, you know, working towards this goal, but I think I can make it if I can get you guys to subscribe and pass this on if these things have helped you. If they haven't helped you, or, you know, maybe you just don't like my weird sense of humor or whatever, you don't have to share. You don't have to subscribe. But if you want to help out the channel so I can continue doing more DIYs and showing you what the next DIY is, because I promise that. This is a weird one, kind of. So the next DIY that I'm going to do for the channel, and I've already built one for this kayak, and I want to kind of, you know, clean it up a little bit. And the way I do that with this is we want to have some kind of straight edge. It doesn't have to be a little triangle. Just want to be able to draw some lines if you need it. Could be a ruler. You don't have to have this, but what I do is I use this, and you can see how it works. It takes on the shape, and then you lock it into place, and then you can draw and make a stencil. Hopefully you're getting a clue as to what I'm getting to. This is just a little extra piece of cutting board plastic, HDPE type stuff. I use these kind of things. I find these at like Big Lots or other stores like that, Goodwill, and you can get these, I mean, for pretty cheap sometimes. You want to have some extra secondary level for your computer plate. They have lots of different colors based on what kind of cooking you're doing, but we're not cooking. We're making a computer plate out of this. We're gonna take this and we're gonna shape it, and we're gonna make a stencil out of cardboard. So you're gonna need a little bit of cardboard. We make the stencil, and then we cut it up, and we use some pool noodles, and we put it up in there, and we have ourselves a computer plate. This is HDPE. It is just plastic. I got this for $7, maybe $8. I'll put a link into the channel description for this. All of these supplies for the next DIY, so you can go ahead and get prepared, kind of like I did for this. And I think you're gonna like it. You can save a lot of money, and this is also going to be kind of a little bit more evolved computer plate than what you could just buy off the shelf. And that's because I put my battery in the hole, and I don't want it to be flop around if something should happen, so I attach it to my setup. And I will show all of it in the next video, which, well, maybe not the next video, but the next DIY video. There we go. Because I have 2 other videos to edit. Tandem on the water review, that's coming soon. Nighttime fishing tandem, I guess review, sort of, but it's coming. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And again, share them if you like them, so I still make them. Tight lines.